Hello Nigerians, and those that are pushing for Sharia in the southern part of Nigeria, especially the southwest. I have an information for you. Now, a Nigerian pastor, Reverend Daniel Amos, a pastor of an Ekwa church, was murdered in Gombe State. Pastor Daniel reportedly was ambushed by Islamists at his church during midweek service. They were furious. Those that killed Pastor Daniel Amos, those that killed him, they were very, very angry that he accommodated Christian converts from Islam. They killed Pastor Daniel Amos because he accommodated Christian converts from Islam. Now, he's dead now. Who killed him? Islamists. Who killed him? Those that are pushing for Sharia in the southwest. Who killed him? The Sultan of Sokoto people. Islamists ambushed a man of God and killed him because he accommodated Christian converts, those that converted to Christianity from Islam. Then somebody will come and tell me that this is a religion of peace. You come and gaslight people openly that this is a religion of peace. These things have been happening consistently in the northern part of Nigeria. During Buhari, we know how many times people cried and cried. Pastors were kidnapped. Pastors were beheaded. All because of this issue that we're talking about today. Gombe, we have Christians in Gombe. We have Sharia in Gombe. How is it that non-Muslims are being affected now, my brother? Is Pastor Daniel Amos a Muslim? How is it that Pastor Daniel Amos is being killed? In Christianity, if somebody leaves Christianity and he becomes a Muslim, the Muslim, they celebrate, they rejoice. This one I'm talking about, both radical and non-radical Muslims, you are listening to me. Somebody's life has been taken by Islamists because somebody converted from Islam to Christianity and a pastor had to accommodate them. Then they ambushed that pastor during midweek service and they killed him. Now, if somebody leaves Christianity and converts to Islam, Christians don't do anything, they only pray for the person. Muslims, they rejoice, they are very happy. But if somebody leaves Islam and joins Christianity, what is the penalty? It is death. That is the religion of peace that we are all talking about. Not only that, Southwest Muslims are asking President Tinubu that they should allow Sharia in Southwest, in Yoruba land. I told you before that these people are not joking, they are not playing. You don't joke with them. When they say they are going to do something and it has to do with religion and it has to do with Islam, if it has to take their lives, if it has to take the next 100 years, they will do it. I'm asking a question. Is it that when somebody becomes, if you are normal, or if you're a Christian, or you are just a normal human being, by the time you join a particular religion, you become violent, you become desperate, or something just comes over you. I told you that the Fulani will never ever rest on any agenda they are pushing. That is why they have been successful in so many things over the years. They consistently, whether death or life, they consistently push for this their agenda of Islamization. Now, it is a report whereby we have Southwest Muslims are asking President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that they should allow Sharia in Southwest, so that for peace, for inclusion. In Gombe, this is what happened recently in Gombe. A reverend father of Ekwa, I think Ekwa means evangelical church winning all. You see, most of these reports, you not get them on a traditional medium, because it's like a daily occurrence. And these are one of the reasons why we say no Sharia in southern Nigeria. He was murdered, ambushed by Islamists, a place whereby we have non-Muslims, even more than Muslims. But because of the presence of Sharia, because of the presence of these fanatics and these Fulani Islamic fundamentalists, they will never allow you practice your religion. I've told you that whenever a Muslim, a fanatic Muslim, is around you and you are not a Muslim, he is not comfortable that you are there. Whether you are his father or brother, he is not comfortable. Somebody made a comment. He says the kind of Islam they practice in the north is a different kind of Islam. A fanatic Muslim is living in your compound. He is not comfortable that you are a Christian. That is why Sharia cannot coexist where we have other religion. Sharia can only coexist in a place where you have Muslims. But so far in the southwest, in the southern part of Nigeria, we have Christians. Southern Nigeria, more Christians than Muslims, because some of these people, they lie about population and figures. I told you that in Islam, you are permitted to lie if it involves a non-believer. That is where the thing even with me. When I heard Takuya, you are permitted to lie. So they can lie about figures and population. In the southern part of Nigeria, Christians are more than Muslims. So Sharia cannot coexist, because this is about lying that is not going to affect non-Muslims. Look at what is happening. Look at what is happening. I'm furious this morning. I wanted to do other topics. I'll still do topics about what is happening today in Nigeria. How Nigeria, one of the most useless people in the whole world. But I saw this report this morning, and I wanted to create this awareness. Why Sharia cannot be found in the southern part of Nigeria is because of some of these things. It is just like a cancer. You allow this particular cancer in a part of your system, and you don't eliminate it. You don't cut it off. It stays in that your system and starts breeding. It will eventually kill you and destroy you. Countries in Asia that were largely, look at Turkey, look at Lebanon, how all these countries all of a sudden turn. Look at even, I think, Afghanistan, even I think Iran, all this country, how Islam came into that place, and little by little they started pretending, no, it is a region of peace. Embrace from there they start expanding. From expansion they start hitting you. From hitting they start putting laws. From laws they start doing their jihad. They seize government and they use power to oppress you. That is what Sharia stands for. Nobody hates anybody, but why would a religion be brought into a place and that religion starts terrorizing you because of your beliefs? Christians will not kill you if you leave Islam or Christianity. They will not kill you, nothing. But all of a sudden, some people just come and say, if you leave a religion, we'll kill you. If your religion is the most peaceful religion, why is it that it's always killings and killings? It is a cult. You put fear in the minds of people. It is fear. I'm telling you, it is fear you put. Especially the one we operate with the Fulani. The Fulani, their own kind of Islam. I've told you, they are using Islam as a weapon to dominate people. They have seen it, and they are consistent in what they do. So you people thought in the southwest that with all these online governors coming to say this, traditional rulers coming to say this, we don't want Sharia in southwest, it's going to stop. Have you not seen the report? Yoruba Muslims, we are talking something, some people are talking nothing. Yoruba Muslims are telling President Tinubu they want Sharia in the southwest. They don't care about your governors. They don't care about your traditional rulers. Should be one imam says the religious leaders is greater than the Oba. I think that one from Ilorin. That's the religious leader is greater than the Oba. He said so. So they don't care about your traditional or political institutions. Islam before everything. Who brainwashed you? You are first a human being. The next thing after you're a human being, your identity is either your ethnicity, then your belief. After your ethnicity, your belief. But some people say Islam first before everything. Brainwashed people. So you can see over to you, Southwest. Your fellow Southwest Muslims are saying that Tinubu help us. I'm saying I suspect one of the agreement Tinubu may have had with these Northern Bloc and powers. Don't let anybody deceive you. Don't let anybody come and deceive you. Because our politicians, anything they do, they must add deceit, lies, and manipulations in it. Tinubu is still working with the powers that be. But it's challenging a place. Give me a seat at this cabal. I want to be among this cabal. That's what he's doing. He's challenging the powers that be. And the powers that be are getting old and weak. That's why you are seeing he's doing what he's doing. I'm suspecting maybe one of the reasons, the requirements for them supporting him was to push for this Sharia of a thing in Southwest Nigeria. You see the Muslim ticket. You see what they thought that this Muslim ticket will take a particular direction, but they never believed that the direction it will take will marvel them. It took another turn, and it became ethnicity, Yoruba, restructuring, Tiwa, our local, Tiwa. So those people who supported those cabals who supported Muslim ticket were shocked. They were shocked. What is happening? Okay, they thought that if they push Shetima as vice to Tinubu, it would be like Atiku that was giving Obasanjo tough time. My brother, you don't know Tinubu. So those people, I'm suspecting that they were telling, this is our agreement. All of a sudden, we see people like Erufai coming out. Not an APC, we are angry. Not an APC, we are doing this. We are doing that. He's a one-time president. We will go to our grassroots. We will go to every polling unit and make sure that he doesn't return to power. If you don't support Tinubu 2027, you APC, I'm not talking about Nigerians. Because normally Nigerians need to reject APC. Whatever they bring, that APC as a party, whoever and whatever they bring is the same. You cannot be a person that has good intentions for Nigeria and become a politician under APC. You cannot. APC is a coven of occultic people. But I like what Tinubu is doing, making sure that these people they hear me. Sultan of Sokoto, we hear that you are pushing with all your connections. You are pushing. You are making sure that you make sure Sharia must have its place in the southern part of Nigeria. Now let's look at your abode. Let's look at where you are residing. Let's look at Sokoto. You claim to be a leader, and your leadership is bringing whatever. Sokoto, one of the worst states in Nigeria. Poverty, infrastructure-wise, or whatever. But you have the seat of caliphate is in Sokoto. So what has been the benefit of the seat of caliphate in Sokoto state? The same Sokoto was where Deborah was killed. And all you needed to do was to play politics. If you look at statistics about Sokoto, if they tell you that the Sultan of Sokoto, the Sultan is in Sokoto, are you sure? The poverty, the unemployment, the illiteracy in Sokoto, the out of school children in Sokoto state, you'll be shocked. So this is where the Sultan of Sokoto is from. And you're telling me that the same Sharia that has impoverished your region, the same Sharia that you practice, I've told you the Sharia self they are practicing, it is not for the big men, the politicians. It is for poor men. So the same Sharia you are practicing that is politically inclined, you want to bring it to the southwest via southern Nigeria. But Sokoto alone, there's nothing to show about Sokoto. Look at what is happening up and down. Some reports are not, some things are not reported about killings of Christians. Christians find it difficult. No, okay, to be the Sharia in Sokoto, you are promising that those Yoruba Muslims, fanatics that are aligning with the Fulani Caliphate to propagate Islam, setting up Sharia councils or Sharia courts in the southwest, you are preaching to us that it will not affect non-Muslims. We have asked questions about Deborah and Co. And this man, Reverend Daniel Amos, how come he's now a victim of this Sharia of a thing? How come? Christians in Sokoto are afraid. They are endangered species. Anywhere you see Sharia. So in my village, you now push Sharia. And they are gaining traction. And it gets to a point whereby there are almost 40% Muslims in the state. That's when you know that we enter one chance. Anywhere you see Sharia growing, it becomes a threat to another religion. And they play politics around it. They say all sorts of things. The enemies are defeated. Islam must dominate. Islam is supreme. Inshallah. Anywhere you see Sharia, that is a breeding point. An ecosystem for terrorism. An ecosystem that embraces terror. Terrorists, bandits, Boko Haram and Lukarawa. Anywhere you don't see Sharia, if anywhere there is not Sharia, you hardly find terrorists or terrorism in that area or in that community or in that state. Sharia breeds terrorism, and this is what an example of what we are experiencing in the north today. What the south is saying, don't import terrorism to the southern part of Nigeria in the guise of Sharia. Yoruba Muslims will not see it. They will not see it because you are blinded by religion. You are blinded. You don't know that you are first before the eyes of God a creature of his own, and he made you a Yoruba person, an Igbo person, a Shekiri, and a John, before you now start embracing religion. If you look at all religions around the world, it's centered around one thing, a God. A God and different messengers. I'm a Christian, I understand religion perfectly. But when people start using religion to take over people's lands, take over people's heritage, erase people's history, and the history of a particular people still is intact. A particular people, a particular tribe becomes superior. No, we don't want that. Islam will be good if the Fulani don't have a hand in it. If the Fulani are not using it to deceive people, destroy their lands, and take away their heritage, Islam will be cool. Even Sharia will be cool. When you look at Sharia very well, look at Sharia critically. Sharia aims to purge immorality. Sharia aims to purge immorality in the land. But when the handlers of this Sharia would not focus on the politicians who are impoverishing the people, you know, when there is poverty, all sorts of vices are. Why are girls into hook up? Because of this situation of the country, of the poverty. Who are those that cause the poverty? Politicians. So you bring Sharia, you focus on the people that the policies, the actions of the politicians are affecting. You don't look at the root cause, which are the politicians in your region. You use the Sharia to keep people at bay, use their politics to mobilize people for election. Because when it's time for election, you see all those traditional rulers, religious leaders, they come up. They start using that one. Vote this one, don't vote this one. No Christian, no matter how good a Christian is, he can never be better than a worse Muslim. The same Sharia people, that's what we preach. They are using style to enter every nook and cranny, moving left, right, and center. This one they are preaching to you, Sharia. Allow Sharia now. Allow Sharia. If you eventually allow Sharia, it will get to a point They will call your bluff. Religious leaders are coming out to say the best Christian, it can never be better than the worst Muslim. That's what religious leaders were saying in the last election. No matter how good a Christian is. You see some of these people, these Muslims, they buy that school of thought, line of thought, but they will not come out and tell you. The ones that are bold and naive enough to say it, jabber on television or on radio, that's how our eyes were opened. Okay, you are not after the progress of the nation, you are after Islamizing Nigeria. So the best Christian that is qualified for a particular position cannot be better than a worse Muslim like Buhari that is clueless. And this is what the Sultan of Sokoto wants for Southwest. Southwest, that a Christian will renovate a mosque. Southwest, that two twins, not even in a family now. Twins, one will be a Alaji, one will be a pastor. Southwest that have tolerance. Because of that tolerance, they have been able to develop at a point. So the Fulani want to use this Sharia to destroy, in the long run, the civilization of the Southwest and Southern Nigeria. We have said it. You need to be very, very careful. These guys are not backing down at anything. They will continue to push for Sharia. It is wartime. You need to be vigilant and make sure that any narrative, you hit that narrative back. We don't want Sharia that will bring in terrorism. We don't want Sharia that will bring underdevelopment. We want Sharia that will bring, that will be responsible for politicians going down for evil acts. The same way is affecting the ordinary man on the street. Not the Sharia that we brought in by the Sultan of Sokoto, that he has not been able to use to develop Sokoto state and the northern part of Nigeria.